Sorry, guys, I'm late. I know I said 3 o'clock every day. I'm also an agent in the Hamptons. I got called out for a last minute showing. Um, these things happen. But quick update today. We're going to go through what did I say we're going to go through? We're going to go through kind of some goals and expectations, meaning goals for lead flow. I think we've touched on a little bit, but also goals for income for the company and for our acquisition rep. Like I said, my team does have an in-house acquisition rep. They get paid on a base salary and commission. I could touch on that in another episode, but goal setting for them, and then expectations on how we handle leads. Inbound leads are, like we've discussed, and some of you guys may have experienced, one of the more expensive lead types. And speed to lead is the most important thing on these. What we have to assume, right? So what is an inbound lead? Let's qualify that first. It's someone who's gone and actively searched for an option to sell their house. We're buying keywords essentially on whatever platforms, driving them to a web form. They're filling that out saying, hey, I'm the owner of this house. I want to sell it. What do you give me for it? And then when they do that, they give their phone number and we call them back. Minimum expectation on that. I think I went through this briefly as well, but when an inbound lead comes, how do I even know that it exists? A couple things happen. It sends a text to my personal cell, to my business partner's personal cell, and to my acquisition rep's personal cell. Now, you may be asking, what happens when it's non-business hours? Those texts still come through. We all communicate on a Slack channel, and my acquisition rep simply sends a text in our acquisition channel, just says, hey, got it. Just verifying that, hey, I know this came in. Do I expect them to send that text during non-business hours? No. Could I, myself or my business partner, as the owners of the company, knowing that we just spent good money on this lead, go and pick that up? We could. Technically, we're taking money out of our acquisition reps, pocket potentially. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business. The way we run it is we let our acquisition rep handle everything. We just, got an absolute gem of an acquisition rep who's extremely hungry and sees the bigger vision and jumps on things when they come in, within reason, obviously. She will, ideally send a text. Like I think I spoke about this yesterday as well. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but repetition is literally the name of this whole business. That's what wins like every time. It's kind of boring. And we'll see. But expectation, call within that first minute as best as humanly possible. Yeah, that's it. And then go through the call, qualify them, put a correct status on them. Statuses in our CRM make our world go round. That's how when we have meetings, we understand, hey, where's our next paycheck coming from? We could look at the status on, however you want to label your CRM, a hot, warm, cold. Use whatever status makes sense for you and your business. But we care largely about time frame. So hey, who's most likely to convert next? That's what I care about. Motivation, all those other things. It's if there is a time constraint like an auction, that obviously is going to play into time frame and probably be more hot than someone who is just in a notice of default. If I'm comparing apples to apples, it's essentially the same type of distress. So someone who's in notice of default has a lot more time on their hands to make a decision or solve it on their own, or for things to play out, than someone who actually has a pending auction date. Other expectations. So how we handle a lead when it comes in. What if we don't get a hold of the lead? So let's just say a lead comes in during normal business hours. My acquisition rep, hey, got it. Calls with her dialer. We, have a dialer for the company. It tracks everything through our CRM. So we could, calls are recorded. So we could go back and calibrate those calls and see. So we're tracking KPIs, right? And KPIs are what? Like number of dials, number of leads, how many connects, what else? The result of the connect. So then what kind of lead statuses do we have? And then in our daily meeting, we'll go through the lead statuses one by one in order of priority. Priority meaning urgency, who's likely to convert next. So yes, what happens if they don't get a hold of them? We triple line dial. If you are not triple line dialing, you might as well not be dialing. Why? There's like a psychology around that third dial. First dial says, "Hey, I want to get in touch with you." Even though, right? So, like, feasibly, like they just filled out their form, and within a minute, their phone's ringing. A lot of these forms, the way they're designed as well, are strategically to kind of keep them on a website for a little while. So it's like maybe the first part of the form they fill out has a phone number, triggers it through while they're still on the website. It gives us time, which is why that minute's important to get through to them while they're still on the site. They're like, holy crap, these guys are on it. But if we don't get them, we are triple line dialing. Second call, from a psychology standpoint, it's like, oh, maybe they want to get me. Third call is like, oh man, this person really wants to get in touch with me. Um, I don't know anyone who really does more than that, but if on that third dial we don't get them, we will leave a message. We will follow up with a text message, and then we will do a triple line dial again multiple times that day, the next day, the next day. Um, that's all based on, they give it a status that first day, call it a follow up, and then they'll schedule in the CRM how frequently they're following up. So obviously a fresher lead that just came in, we're going to be more aggressive about it. As time passes and we haven't got them, obviously we'll have more fresh leads that get a higher priority. So we're going to focus more on them. That being said, we have leads convert that are a month and a half, 3 months, 6 months down the road, filled out our form, said, yeah, I want to sell my house. And then didn't pick up their phone for whatever reason. We can't put ourselves in our seller's brain. All we could do is be there ready to have the conversation when they are ready to make a decision, and consistency wins every single time. So don't give up on that. I know it's tedious. I know it's boring, but dial, 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 follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Everyone will tell you the money's in the follow up. I can 1,000% vouch for that. Most leads, our average, even on inbound leads, which we said is arguably the fastest converting, because they're looking for us. We're not looking for them saying, hey, we want to buy your house. And they're like, sure, I'll sell it at some point in the near future. They actually took the time to go search for how do I sell my house fast, and jumped on the phone, and we qualified them and says, oh, cool, how quick you looking to do it? We're finding 10 to 14 days is our average for an inbound lead to be in contract from the day it came in. How many conversations happen in that time frame? We're a 3-call close generally. So the first call is really just qualifying. The second one is an offer call. And then the third one is actually going through the contract with them. We don't just send a contract and then hope they open it. We actually say, hey, when are you available? Let's jump on a call. And then once we're on the call, we hit send. So, hey, did you get it? Great. Let's go through it. Make sure you don't have any questions. Deals fall apart all the time because you're not paying attention to these important little details. So that's how we kind of expectations on how we handle things. What else was I going to touch on? Kind of revenue and expectations. Like I said, conversion we're looking for is 20 leads to a contract. So the second part of that conversion is we expect 70% of our contracts to close. Doesn't matter how good we are. Let's just say for shits and giggles, you're buying all of your own deals. Stuff still goes sideways. There's no way around it. Deals fall apart. Like we had one the other day. I think I told this one as well, but just because it was a fresh, weird one. At some point you'll be like, I've seen it all. And then something else happens. You're like, whoa, wouldn't have scripted that one in a million years. This is an entertaining business. I will say that. But what happened, this guy was, we were like the day away from closing, and anonymous call came in to our title company, and it was a sibling. We didn't identify influencers. There were other people who had a right to some of the profit on the sale of this house that the seller flat out lied to us. Now, the other thing the seller lied about, which was super interesting, is they had the same name as their father, who is deceased. Definitely something shady going on there. They were probably collecting some type of payments from Social Security. Who knows? This deal is pretty much dead, but deals fall apart. The point of that was you know, call it expect an industry standard KPI is expect 30% of your deals to fall apart. Can we get it better? Yeah, I mean, I think getting around 80% would be pretty damn good, but I'm going to run off the industry standard 70%. So if I want to get a contract a week, 4 contracts closed for the month, call it. I'm shooting for 5 to 6 actual contracts, knowing 2 will fall apart. So knowing I need 6 contracts at 20 leads per contract, quick math, 120 leads. I'm going to overshoot that a little bit. I'm going to use that to parlay into where are we at today. Actually, no, let's go on budget and goals real quick. Um, our personal goals on a fix and flip, we like a $40,000 minimum profit, or call it a 12% ROI, which will also, at a $300,000 price point, medium price point in the markets will most likely be flipping in. Still be 36,000, so it's pretty much on par. Will we go lower? Maybe over time. Depends how confident we are. Depends what the market's doing. We underwrite super conservatively. So when I say 40,000 a deal, our average profit per deal right now is actually over 50. That's because we're just super conservative on our ARV. We're conservative on our repair estimate. We're conservative on our hold time. I'd rather pad everything. And so, yeah, we're over $50,000 a deal right now, which is super happy. So like, how does that tie back into our spend? 20 grand a month at one deal, 50 grand. I'm refilling my marketing budget for next month. I'm paying salaries. We're profitable. We can start making decisions about adding new employees and scaling and all that kind of stuff. Hold on, I got a scam likely calling. Get rid of them. Yeah. So what does that mean for my acquisition rep? Let's touch real quick on goals for them. So if they're locking up 4 contracts at close at an average of 40 grand, 160 grand, what is their commission? Again, make these decisions on your own, but they're on a base salary and a commission for me. We have a tiered structure. Their base tier, I want to say, is 6%. And then there's bonuses and all kinds of fun stuff. But so where does that put an acquisition rep? Let's do, if they're getting 6% on 160. Damn, $9,600 plus their base salary. They're kind of crushing it. They're probably doing 150 grand a year plus as an acquisition rep for me. Not a bad deal. They don't have to deal with all the management of a company, throwing down the marketing spend, all those things. So that's so when we goal set for them, we're goal setting based on, hey, reverse engineering those KPIs. Hey, it's up to me as a business owner to give them enough leads to hit those goals. After that, it's a matter of, hey, what did you do with them? What were the results? Are you making enough calls? What does your follow-up look like? Hey, how many offers have you made this week? How many people have you not gotten in touch with? How often are you following up with them? We're tracking these metrics just to make sure that they're doing their job, and that they're keeping on par for their goals, for our company goals, and all that fun stuff. So, all right, get into the actual numbers. Sorry, I made you wait for this. I don't know. Let me know. I don't see anyone. There was just someone live, but I don't see him anymore. But if you guys make it this far, let me know if you'd prefer to see the metrics towards the front end or the back end. I have no preference, but this is for you guys. So let's see. Total spend so far. So yesterday we only got 3 new leads. It looks like that's about what we can expect, right? Where would that put us? With our current lead gen, we average it at 3 leads a day. So for the month, call it 90 leads. That doesn't put us at that 120, which is why we're adding direct mail. That should put us over the 120 based on the KPIs we discussed yesterday. I think we're good to go, right? Remember, we're only a couple days in. We turned this on last Wednesday, the 3rd. Today is the 9th. So total leads, not including today, it's always the day before. Total spend, $2,000. Total leads, 18 leads. Our average cost per lead, $111. Pretty stoked on that still. Yeah, so real quick on that. So at 120 leads, if our cost per lead was 200 bucks, I have to be able to spend $24,000. So we're still going to be kind of well under our spend with what we're doing right now. The mail will bump it up for sure. Um, no new offers. Yeah, I mean nothing. It almost feels like we're twiddling our thumbs, right? This is kind of part of the business. We are literally filling a brand new pipeline from scratch. We're not doing anything wrong. We just have to trust the KPIs will play out as they're meant to play out. Um, that's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Do this again every day, Monday to Friday, 3 o'clock ish. I'm gonna try and start actually scheduling them so like when my days change. A contract. We're getting closer. Have a good day, guys.